Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Ice and Bean podcast. You're here with your constant co-hosts, Maddie J, Drake G, and Colton D.
What's
What
up?
Oh my
is
gosh,
up?
we're back.
We are back.
Crazy.
It's
I'm excited
nuts.
to be here.
Same.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
It's been a minute.
a little bit of a different format. Not a big
Yeah.
deal.
Maybe
Arguably better.
yeah.
Big time.
Maybe
Yeah.
even a new name.
Maybe even a new name.
name.
We are rebranding, which is a spicy play.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with the name, and so I want to just throw it down to our constant co-host Colton D, just to bring us up to date on what our new podcast's name is going to be.
I want you to say it in your
You
announcer.
want me to say it?
In your announcer voice.
Going forward. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Cold Brew Cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice. Welcome
Yeah,
to the
feels
Cold
good.
Brew Cast. Feels really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we need
does.
to rebrand a little bit because it's been a minute.
A couple years.
Yeah.
Life has
Few
shifted.
moments.
My week has felt like 2 years.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that there's some good things that are in store for us and for the podcast.
Yeah.
We are obviously rebranding, but we're also launching a gaming channel called Ice and Bean Gaming, where your boys are going to, you may not see all of us all the time all at once, but your boys are going to register and log some gaming hours in for your viewing pleasure. So the details on that, it's going to be a separate channel. So the details on that channel are going to come out in the next few podcasts once we get everything locked and loaded there. Yeah.
What sort of games could the audience expect from this fun group of people?
Probably
Well,
anything, really.
I think the variation is pretty wide.
Yeah.
It's a large scope. I
There's
like,
some League.
yeah, I like to play League of Legends. I am really bad at it. What games do you guys like to play?
I mean, you'll probably see some Firelight 84. That's what we're playing
True.
a little bit. Probably see some Pal World.
Ooh.
What's going on? Maybe some Baldur's Gate 3.
Maybe.
Might
That might
see
be
us-
more of a YouTube thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You never know.
Mhm.
You never know.
Yeah.
Evil playthroughs
Oh.
for life.
Hold up. Off rip. I gotta say, shout out to Lisa, our number one fan.
Super
Don't
fan.
think we forgot about you. You're a queen. I hope you're doing very well.
Well,
Hashtag
Yeah,
super fan.
ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
How has your week been?
Do you want to start, or can I get my spiel out of the
Go
way?
for it.
I think you should.
Absolutely go for it.
I had quite a week. I'm actually going to chalk it up to the last 2 weeks because I've had some interesting stuff going on, and not fun stuff. Basically, like last Tuesday, I had a sharp pain in my chest, and my left arm felt tingly, and I was like, "That's not good." But I'm quite an anxious boy sometimes. So I kind of chalked it up to anxiety. And then moving forward, like 3 or 4 days, it was happening way worse. And I was like, that's really not good. So I thought I should probably go to the doctor. And I went to the doctor. He just took my blood pressure and checked my heart. And he was like, you're good. And I was like, I'm not. I'm not good at all. I know that this is bad. So I gave it another couple of days. It kept getting worse and worse, like pressure on my heart. And I went to the ER and sat there through like a bunch of tests. And turns out that my chest cavity wall detached from my rib cage and got inflamed. I'm not a doctor, so that might not be exactly technically correct, but there's a word for it, and I do not remember the word.
Huge caveat, not a doctor.
Not a doctor. Surprise. And man, they were like, oh, you're good. Like, all your test results are great. You just have this injury. And I was like, cool. And they're like, it will just feel like you're having a heart attack for about 6 weeks.
Good.
And I'm like, is there anything we can do to help that? And they're like, ibuprofen and rest. And I was like, cool. So now I take ibuprofen all the time.
Jeez.
Really good for your liver.
Medical recommended amount of time each day. And I don't break that, I promise.
Yeah.
And it reduces the pain from like an 8 to like a 6. And it's like all of the nerves in my chest are just like firing at all times. And it's like bad. So that's my whole week outside of work. And work is not good. Oh, but last time we recorded, I think I was jobless. And I'm not jobless anymore. So
Fair enough.
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah. But that's been my week. Pretty much.
Nice. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Matty J,
Unreal.
throwing
Dude,
it to you.
I had a banger week.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then my wife Larissa and I, we took a little vacay for a little Thursday,
nice.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday action. And we went to the Neptune Theater, which if you're somehow listening and you are not from here, is not going to make sense, but Google it. It's a great spot. And it's got tons of history. But the Neptune Theater here in Halifax brought in Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan, which are
yeah,
the two, like they're Merry and Pippin from Lord of the Rings, amongst many other successful film and TV. There's a crazy story. So Billy was here for HalCon in like 2018-19, and then Jeremy Webb, who's an absolute legend and currently the creative director, was like, if there was one show, what would that show be, and when are we doing it? And there was like, then the pandemic hit, obviously, and Neptune took a huge hit because they couldn't, bring people in for the shows, and if they could only sell like a third of the ticket due to social distancing. Sorry, I said it. And but as a result, it kind of slumped for a little while. But Billy, having been here millions of times, loves the theater and was just emailing a little bit back and forth throughout the pandemic to say, hey, how's the how are the shows going? How's the theater? And then Jeremy was like, oh yeah, not bad, blah, blah, blah. So Billy comes back to town. They end up connecting, and he hard pitches them because they're very like Billy's classically trained and like, so very Shakespearean in the traditional sense. And so he was like, he hard pitched them on Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which is like a sub play of Hamlet. So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are in Hamlet, but they get like 2 minutes and they're really cool characters. So Tom Stoppard in the 60s wrote out this play for them. So lo and behold, he pitches them. They don't hear anything back. Get an email from Billy later on. Boom. Me and Dom are in. And now here we are, and they're in town, and I'm on Billy and Dom watch at all times. But we got this special, special tickets to do this like Q&A/photo op immersive experience. So yeah, we did that all day Thursday. And my life was changed in a way that I will never go back. Yeah, and then I got really sick, so I'm sorry if I'm slobbering all over my microphone today, but yeah, it was a really cool show. And yeah, I don't think anything else really cool happened in my week, but that was gonna take the cake for a while.
Very exciting.
How about you, dude?
Awesome. Honestly, as weeks go, it's been pretty bog standard. Much like most of my weeks on previous episodes of this. I worked. Work was good. Haven't done a whole lot super exciting. Actually, this weekend I did. We just came back from it. So that's something to talk about. My dad is getting married. Very exciting. Very happy for him.
Shout out, Jay.
Partner. Yeah, very excited for the two of them. They're flying to Vegas, I think, the end of this week. They're doing an Elvis.
Wild.
They're doing an Elvis wedding, which is like so hilarious, but so perfect for them.
If you ever met either of them, like, it's comical how perfect an Elvis wedding is for them.
Yeah. They're big fans of the movies. They love the music. So it's just it makes a lot of sense for them. But we did a little like buck and dough stag party type deal for them at my aunt's place. We just played some board games. It was really fun. The girls did other stuff that I don't know what specifically because they were in their own room doing their own thing.
Makes sense.
But yeah, brought them pizza from the other place that I work at owns, which we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
That
kind of
pizza's
been my week.
good.
That pizza slaps.
That pizza's real good.
I had a G-Fing once and it shook my entire world.
Yeah. It was good. Yeah, honestly, all in all,
It was
good week.
amazing. What games did you play?
Really
curious.
So I got a board game I do a board game Secret Santa every year. I have been doing it now for the last 2 years through a wonderful site called Board Game Geek. If you're big into board games, get yourself a little profile on there. It gives you all the information of all the new board games. You can track how many board games you have. It's super useful. But every year they do a Secret Santa. And you can do the Secret Santa globally, or you can do it in your specific country. Just really depends on how much money you have and how much money you want to spend.
Not
So,
sponsored.
yeah, but no, definitely not. We do not have sponsors yet.
None yet.
Not
But
yet.
Board Game Geek.
One day, Board Game Geek.
If you do want to sponsor us, hit us up at the Ice and Bean podcast at gmail.com.
There it is.
Yeah, that's right. Something like that anyway.
Something.
Yeah.
The link
Link in the description below,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It will be.
Anyways,
Comical.
I got a game that I had played once through some other friends and fell in love with it. It's called Flamecraft. It's a really cute, like, shop management board game.
Oh, have I heard of this?
I think I have
Possibly.
too.
But you have like little dragons that do own little things, and you're trying to get resources, and the resources let you buy things, and those things give you reputation, and you're basically just trying to get the most reputation in town because you're like the nicest dude, basically.
I get you.
You win
That's
the
sick.
game by being the friendliest person.
I love
I
that.
feel like you could win that pretty easily, if I'm being honest.
So we played that. Takes, give or take, I mean, with new people, it's around 2 hours, 2 and a bit hours to play the full game. So we did that. That was kind of what we played, just because it's a sizable chunk of time.
Nice. Who won?
First timer, Jurgen Grigoshevsky,
Oh,
absolutely wiped the floor with me and my brother.
really?
He beat me by 18 points.
See ya. See you later.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got what, like 35 years of gaming experience on you?
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
he will tell you, baby.
Yeah.
I like hearing his gaming stories.
And he will tell you if you ever get in the
yeah.
room with him.
Yeah.
That's comical.
Yeah, so he beat us. Devin had 60 points and I had 56 at the end of the game, which is my lowest. It's the lowest I've scored in the game. So that felt bad. But you know what? It was his weekend. He deserves the win.
Gotta get the W.
Are you drinking apple juice?
Me? No. No.
That's
He picked it up and I saw it. It looked like apple juice.
I'm a grown adult. I can drink whatever I want.
Oh, I would respect it.
That's facts.
Cold apple
No, I'm
juice
drinking a Tickle Fight IPA from Half Cut Brewing.
Half Cut? Is that up by you?
That is the brewery that the pizza place is inside of.
Oh, that makes sense.
We work very closely with them. They're great people. They make great beer. Yes.
Kind of like the Church Brewing Company with their little
yeah.
Except I guess the restaurant owns them, not vice versa.
Yeah.
I gotta come up and visit and have some of that pizza fresh.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
You really do.
Let's go, Matt.
Visit where though? That's the big question.
Well, and segue into why we've been gone for 3 years. Yeah. Do you want to go first, Drake? I think that's your story more than it's our story.
I guess so, yeah.
Much as it is our story, but
I think life just lifed and we got busy and podcasting became a little bit harder to organize, and just everybody had a lot of other things going on, so
Mm.
And then you left us. Let's get to the
Mhm.
point. And then you
Yeah,
left us.
you ditched us.
Yeah.
Colton and Maddie J. We
Yeah,
are still
alone.
in the same city. But we're so lonely now that
We
Tracy.
hang out without you because
All the
you hate
time.
us.
About
Facts.
6 months after our last podcast aired, I moved.
Mm.
I left Halifax and I moved to Fredericton, New Brunswick, for people who don't know where that is. And I've been here for almost 2 years.
It's what, a 4-hour drive?
Yeah, 4.5 hours from Halifax. So
So not
hard.
negligible.
Yeah, hard to drive down, get coffee, record podcast, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Part of the reason why we have this new wonderful format.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
Not a big
I
deal.
do quite enjoy. I know I've said it already, but I think it looks good.
Yeah, I'm vibing
Yeah.
with the new setup.
Yeah.
When you moved, did you do U-Haul trips?
I did one big U-Haul trip.
And you used your car for the rest of the stuff, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
How many trips did you have to do?
Just the one.
Just one?
One whole trip. U-Haul and car.
You know what?
Did you have to bring the U-Haul back?
No.
Or you just pay to drop it off there?
You just drop it. You can just
That's
drop
so
it off
good.
wherever.
Yeah.
Was it expensive, that U-Haul trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they charge by kilometer, right?
Well, it's by kilometer, and then also you have to
Yeah.
leave the truck with
Top it
however
up.
much gas was in it when you picked it up.
Mhm.
So I don't I mean, it's been years now, but I think it was somewheres around like probably $500 or $600.
Mm. That's a lot.
Yeah. And
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy talk.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, so I moved. I'm here. Vibing,
Yeah.
living, having fun.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Are you still? Oh, do you still potentially need a roommate?
Yes.
Might be leaving you, Maddie J.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the first rebranded podcast episode from the Cold Brew Cast. Also, the last.
We can discuss this when we get out, but it is.
Of course.
It's we're at the time frame where this is now urgent if you're deciding this. But anyways, we can discuss this not in podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I moved. I got hired at a really cool restaurant that I had gotten to eat at before I'd moved. Found out that they were opening a pizza place, and I saw that they posted a job ad, and I was like, well, I'm going to send them my resume. Within less than a week, they were like, we would love to interview you. So on a weekend, I left from Halifax, drove to Fredericton, had my interview with 11th Mile for the job at Coastline. So Coastline is the pizza place. 11th Mile is the parent restaurant. And then had my interview and then immediately drove back to Halifax to work at the job that I was employed at the time.
Sick.
You got to move and shake sometimes for sure.
Yep. And then later, like after that weekend, they said they wanted to hire me, and I said, "Oh dang! All right, I got to get some stuff in order here." And the rest is kind of history. I worked at the pizza place for just over about a year and a half. It was really fun. Some of the best pizza that I've ever had. If you're ever in the Fredericton area, go check out Coastline Pizza in the Half Cut Brewery. And then about 6 months ago now, I got the opportunity, was offered to go work at the main restaurant, which does more fine dining. It's shareable plates, so it's meant, bring your crew, try a bunch of stuff. Really, really, really good. A lot of Asian influence, Japanese, Indonesian, all that kind of stuff.
Am I like getting any of those bao buns I missed when you were working at that other place that time?
I don't know. I have thought about a way that would make it work, but right now I'm just kind of learning the ropes, kind of dealy.
We'll
yeah,
come up,
it's been
eat there, and then you will have to entertain us and make bao.
Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely do that without a doubt. I mean, I have a bamboo steamer now too, so
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's real cool.
So I would absolutely do that for you guys, without a doubt.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I've been working at both places now. I'm split my time, usually 3 days at 11th Mile and 2 days at Coastline.
Mm-hmm.
So my schedule is a bit, all over the place, which is why the gaming channel may or may not feature everybody or just somebody's.
Mm-hmm.
Happens.
Yeah.
You know,
But it works well because we can do that.
we do have the technology.
Yeah, exactly. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's the very quick TLDR of the last 2 years for me.
Yeah. Do you want to go next, Matt?
I can if it's a pending doom for you, I can definitely go next.
You can absolutely go next.
I mean, my 2 years is pretty. My 2 years are also pretty low key, realistically. As much of an update, I mean, my 2-year-old is now 4
That's crazy.
That
and a
math.
half.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
that
sense.
checks out. 2 + 2
Yeah.
is 4, minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths.
Yeah.
No copyrights. My still in Dartmouth, still working at the same place I worked at before. Won't disclose, but the
I guess I fuck.
it is what it is.
Well,
It is what it is. It's not like where you live though. So
It's
True.
and it's like it's a small business, so you're if anything, you're just helping them.
true.
true.
Yeah.
No, I started. Yeah, I mean, we took a break at Frisbee, honestly, for about a year, and we picked that back up now. So we're back on Monday nights. Half the team left, so it's been a struggle for us to get any type of representation. All of our friends, if you're watching this, that left, I just want you guys to know that all of your D&D characters are dead in our campaigns. Yeah. I just wanted to let you know.
All right. I mean, to be fair, I've done very similar already with our D&D weekend. So
True. Anvils with Acme written on the side of them magically generated and then fell out of the air directly on
murderous events
on your characters. So hey,
Yeah.
sucks to suck. But it is what it is. Come back to the team and we'll talk. We play a little Frizz. Took a little break, playing a little bit of Frizz. I don't really have that, like, my life is honestly pretty boring from a repetitive perspective, but I did spend last year's HalCon was a good time for me, so I guess I could think back on that. I 3D printed a Mandalorian costume, cosplay, whatever you want to call it, which is really cool. So got my 3D printer, learned how to use that on the ropes, and 3D printed my Mando suit. Felt really good. Lots of positive reinforcement, which I was not prepared to receive because I'm very critical of myself. It was pretty good. That's where I got the tickets to go see Billy and Dom last week with Clarissa. I will. I've been collecting a little bit of art, all from the same artist, Jenny R. Johnson, which is really cool. So I've got like five or six prints from her now.
Not your sister.
I'd like to, no relation for the record. No relation. So, but very cool. Definitely a plug. She paints a lot of. She'll tell you she paints what she loves, but I first met her at that HalCon, in her booth was there, and so I bought a few like Star Trek. I have the original poker scene print, and then I have the.
Fun.
I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a poker scene in Picard. That is like literally the exact same concept. Really, really, really cool. Honestly, if you haven't watched Picard yet, at this point, you're done. They play poker at the end of the show in the same format like they used to way back on the Enterprise. It was really incredible. I cried when I watched that episode. It was unreal. So I got a few prints of both of those and some like I got the like Gandalf fighting the Balrog. I got a she did a custom print she did a custom painting for the show of the hobbits for them while they were there. So I got a print of that. And then I got a print of Jean-Luc Picard's making it so. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's really as intense as my life has been, is just caring for my baby with my wife and purchasing art pieces when I can, and playing video games with Ice and Bean Gaming.
Hell yeah. I had a realization before you start, Colton, that
Mhm.
I want to say it so I don't forget about it. There was a thing that happened last year that I want to talk about, but I'll wait until after.
100%.
Okay.
But I don't want to forget about it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the last time that we podcasted, it was pretty clear that I was like, this is gonna be real. I was like
You full
jobless,
sended, buddy.
Yeah.
a little depressed, just
Get a
kind
little
of like
space for you.
living
Yeah.
life in the worst way. Since then, I've become employed by a large company in Halifax that I will not disclose because I'm pretty sure there's like NDAs and stuff in place because we have like secret security through the government and everything. So probably can't share any details at all.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but if you live in Halifax, you can probably put two and two together, I would imagine. If you don't, then don't worry about it. That's been weird. I don't I like the job itself, but I have some real heat with some of the people in there, but that's gonna be a constant thing. It pays the bills. It's a job. It's good. I've definitely gotten more tattoos since the last time we recorded because I
Same.
remember like talking a lot about like what tattoos am I gonna get next? And I've probably gotten 8, 10 since then. Let's see. Went through a long relationship, like kind of like a couple of months after we last recorded, I started it and it just ended recently, but that's fine. I've moved a few times, lived with some friends and some ex friends, and made new friends along the way. Currently living in a brand new apartment that I moved in July, and met these two roommates off of Facebook Marketplace because our economy has driven us to living with random people so we can afford our rent. But like they're cool as hell. Like I don't know, they're artists who work from home. So if I'm ever like, wow, I'm bored, I just go walk into their doorway and I'm like, meep, and they look at me and I'm like, oh. I joined a new basketball league with much cooler people. No
Sick.
offense to the old people, but these guys are just much more my speed. Geez, man, I guess that's kind of it. Like outside of getting a job and stuff. I will say, remember when I joined the call this morning and I was like, yo, something just happened that I want to tell you guys about, but I'll save it for the podcast. This is like the most like I am a baby moment. I'm 27 years old and I'm about to tell you something that sounds wild. I can cook supper. Like I have a plethora of dishes that I can cook for sure quite well. So I wouldn't consider myself like completely useless in the kitchen, but I don't ever make breakfast, like ever. And today, for the first time ever, I made like a Gordon Ramsay level omelet and it was fire. Like I did not think. I just winged it completely. I was just like, I've seen it done like 3 times in my life. I'm gonna just go for it. And it was so good.
Yeah, I believe that.
So good.
Yeah, omelets are solid.
And Sobeys sells this Chipotle sauce that I'm literally obsessed with. I put it on everything that I eat. I slather everything in it, and it just makes it 10 times better. My God, I was in heaven. It was so great. So I was like
happy
pumped
for
to
you.
tell you guys about that.
That's
And wait, hold on. I do have one more thing I have to say because it's been like on my mind and I've been saving it for the cast. And it's not about the last 2 years technically, but this Sunday, which would be yesterday, I went to my basketball league. Obviously, I'm not playing very much because of my chest injury and stuff like that. But there's this dude there who's like crazy good. He's a university player, not local, and he plays with us every week. And he is by far the best player I have ever played against personally. And homie, like got on a fast break and dunked so hard on someone that it was like the craziest basketball moment of my life. Like from like me being in a game. Like obviously I've seen NBA players do this sort of thing, but I've never been on the same team as someone who destroyed someone so badly. And I just really wanted to share that because that was crazy. So shout out to you, Zach. You'll never watch this, but if you do, you're a god, and I dapped you up as soon as you did that. Thank you. And yeah, that's kind of my last 2 years. Like lots of improvements, but large things in small quantity as opposed to small things in large quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super fair.
Yeah.
First question. What were the ingredients in the omelet?
It was pretty simple because I didn't plan to make an omelet.
Okay, fair enough.
So I did diced red peppers, diced onions, spinach, eggs, and seasoning, which I just did salt, pepper, paprika, and onion or garlic powder.
The way that you set us up to not be impressed and then listed off a rabble of ingredients that I don't even like have in my home right now.
I went to my fridge and I was like, what do I have in here? And I just yeeted it all in a pan. But I was flipping an omelet, though, not my specialty. I can tell you that for sure. Tried folding it over and it was just. But yeah,
you'll get there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start making them every weekend.
Have you ever had like Gordon Ramsay's scrambled eggs?
I haven't had them. I've watched him make them. If I'm being brutally honest, I think they're too creamy for me. Yeah, I think that texture would throw me off.
You gotta hit like you gotta like fry your bread, in my opinion. But it's it's pretty good.
But if I'm just sometimes I just eat eggs. And I'm not particularly the biggest fan of scrambled eggs to begin with. So when I saw that, I was like, man, that's like a sunny side up egg in scramble form. Like, I get why it's super appealing to a lot of people, but for me, I think that's a no, bro.
Okay, are you a hard cooked guy?
I like over easy.
Okay.
Yeah, so
not a sunny side up.
A little yolk to dip my bread in, and then like some good whites cooked properly, as opposed to still whatever the clear liquid form of that is.
Yeah, I mean, as somebody who's just like not a huge egg person, period, like I'll eat scrambled eggs if they are there. I don't love them, but they're not bad. But seeing Gordon Ramsay's one, I'm like, that's so wet. It's so wet, and I don't want that.
I can just eat soup for breakfast.
It's not that wet, dude.
Yeah,
if
but
it's wet, you're not cooking it right.
Yeah, but
it's still homogenous.
We can pull up a picture of them right now and show the world how wet they are.
If there's like a side of the egg that is like most of it is cooked, but not all of it is, that's gross to me. Like I don't like poached
I have
eggs.
The chef on my side here.
Well, but it's just because it's my personal preference.
Yeah.
Poached eggs are gross. I get the visual appeal, and I know why people love like cutting into like a poached egg or a sunny side up, and that like you get that like drizzle of yolk, but like the texture, the taste is not for me. Don't love it.
I'll eat all of those.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm a sunny side up every time kind of guy. Gordon Ramsay scrambled.
Do you be dipping?
Best. Oh, we're dipping all day long.
Dipping, yeah.
We're dipping all day long. No, for sure.
Freaking dipping.
We're dipping, bro. It's comical. I don't. I see the appeal. You don't have to, but
yeah,
I definitely do.
The other thing that I was going to say before we continue on, because I just remembered it, it's like not meant to be a flex, but it might be a small flex. But it was just a really cool moment because I kind of forgot that it had happened. But oh God. I word vomited. I went to Toronto last summer, and I had the opportunity to go to a Michelin recommended restaurant. So that's a restaurant that may in future become a Michelin starred restaurant. They already have a restaurant that has 1 Michelin star, potentially 2. I don't remember.
Mm.
It's called, if you're familiar with the Toronto area, their Michelin restaurant is Aloe. Alouette is the Michelin recommended. And it was a really, really,
Chunky.
really, really cool experience. The food was
Really?
awesome.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's sick. I remember seeing
just-
the pictures of the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That lemon meringue pie changed my life.
Mm.
Wild. Lemon meringue is has a special place in my heart for sure.
Yeah. I like you when you think you're just like pie is pie. Pie will always be pie and it's the same everywhere's. Wrong. Completely wrong.
Falsification.
I took a bite of that pie and I was like, oh, hold up.
Wait
a minute.
Hold up.
Okay. I'll hold up. I have one
Wait
other
a minute.
update as well.
Yeah.
Because I forgot about it.
No, that's fair. But that was it. It was really cool. Really awesome. Happy I got the experience. I don't know if I'll ever get to eat at a place like that again, but I really hope I do.
I'm sure you will. I feel like that's your thing so much that you're gonna strive to do that. As of 2 weeks ago, this is just for I think we talked about it 3 years ago on the podcast, literally. But I upgraded from a pre-built Acer computer with a 1050 for any of our nerd friends to home built. Oh god, I don't know enough about PCs. It has a 4060 in it and a bunch of other very up to date parts. And I went from not being able to game to everything being pristine, and that's a big update in my life. So thank you, Matt, for building that for me.
You're
welcome.
Can I pony off of that?
Yeah.
Because also, since we last podcasted, I upgraded from a gaming laptop to a custom built PC, thanks to also yours, Matty J, who helped me do all of my specs and build it, and it's been running like a charm ever since.
This is an important update for our gaming channel.
Yes, it is.
We can actually game.
I don't remember what graphics card we put into it.
3070.
Was it a 3070?
Yeah.
No, it's a 3060. I think so. So I think, Colton, you're rocking a 4060 with a Ryzen 5.
Yeah.
And
the Ryzen
Corsair
5 is holding
Vengeance
on my
LPX. Yeah, true it is.
Yeah.
Corsair LPX, RAM, B550 plus motherboard. Yeah, big spice. Yep. And then similar boat, I think, for Drake, but just different GPU because we weren't 40ing at the time.
Nope.
Your build was 2 years ago now, right before you literally moved.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wild times.
That was
spring.
The funnest time. The funnest time to be alive is when a friend is like, "Would you are you down to?" And I'm like, "Yes." Yeah. So if anybody needs, nope. If anybody, no. But yeah, no, it's just like crack to me. It's fine. But yeah. So gaming channel spice is next level.
Yeah, absolutely, it is.
Our machines are purring.
Yep. So happy. But yeah. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, I have another life update that I forgot to talk about. I went to the United Kingdom for 11 days. Yeah, in the last year. So that was a fairly cool thing. I got real cultured. I saw a lot of plays in the West End. Got Les Mis. Got Wicked.
Amazing.
Got got Hamilton. Saw a few places in Wales where the wedding was. That's why we went. We didn't just go. There's a wedding. The best part though is we got denied boarding. Denied boarding. It was a voluntary denial. So they had people that were on standby or something that wanted the tickets, and they were like, "We'll give you £600 per ticket, accommodations, all your meals paid, and you get to have an extra night in London." And I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You can't make us. You can't. You can't delay our flights. You got to pay us more money. Booking tickets to Les Mis. Absolutely on my phone. Can you do anything more? Booking tickets to Les Mis on my cell phone. It was sick. But like 600 pounds is like $1,000 CAD. So it was a really good time. So we got paid to go see Les Mis, which we weren't going to be able to see because it doesn't show on the weekends. It's such an old show. So we originally, and like that's the dream. I could sing every song from Les Mis to you right now. I dreamed it. I won't, just kidding. But I could sing every song from Les Mis right now. It's like my wife and I, it's like we're very like we have very specific things that we focus on, like Les Mis and Lord of the Rings. So for us, it was big to get voluntarily denied because those tickets became available to us. So we got pretty trash seats, but it didn't matter because we were there. I couldn't get my suitcase back, so I like went to Uniqlo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that at all, but it's like Roger Federer's endorsed clothing brand. Got some real cheap underwear and just subbed out the underwear and socks and put the shorts back on that we were planning to travel with, and we went to Les Mis dressed in gym clothes.
Nice.
Love that.
Nice.
I was like panicking at the airport as we like accepted the boarding and the plane had already left, and I was like calling them and I was like, guys, listen, we're in this weird situation. I can't get my things. Is there a dress code? And could we have an exception? And they're like, there's no dress code, dude. Just chill.
Nice.
Just chill. So it was pretty sick. But yeah.
That's awesome.
You reminded me of another thing.
Is this the bet? I like it.
Yeah. Last Christmas, I have never been outside of Nova Scotia until last Christmas. And I went to Pennsylvania, of all places. And it was like the weirdest experience. Like, so full disclosure, I was down there with my now ex-girlfriend. We were visiting her family. They're cool people. But PA is so different from Nova Scotia. Like, I know it sounds dumb for people who have been traveling their whole lives, but as someone who never had, I was like, this is a whole different world in like the same world, you know? Like, this is nothing compared to what home is. And I got to meet like a bunch of like genuine Amish people, and it was so cool, bro. Like, just seeing houses that were built by like a team of 20 Amish men, and they're like, you wouldn't even believe it, actually. Like, I don't know if I've even told you guys about this, but when you see a house in the Amish community, it's so much better built than any home you see in like Nova Scotia. Like, it's so much better put together. Dude. The floors are like perfect. It's crazy.
My in-laws bought a table from, I want to say it's a similar situation, but it was like not what's similar style of no electricity.
There's an Amish there's an Amish community like outside of the valley.
Yeah, but it's like it's not Amish, so forgive me for forgetting, and I'll mention it in the next podcast just to be as reasonable. But my in-laws bought a table when they were like in their 20s, and like Mark is in his like 60s now, and the table is like a legacy table. It's built so well, it just doesn't degrade at all. It's like crazy. Now passed down to Jessica, my sister-in-law's. It's crazy. So like, shout out to that table because it's wild. But this is good. This is crazy. Don't think I'm a conspiracy theorist. The Amish people and their mastery of like crafted tools makes me believe that we really did build the pyramids.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
but it's that's an interesting one.
It's a hot take. I just came up with it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's like, you know, they do build shit, talking mushrooms, with crazy skill. You're right.
Yeah, like when I was down there, like the mother of my, wow, that's a weird way to phrase it, but yeah, the mom bought a dog kennel from the Amish neighbors that she had. Bro, it was like It was crazy. Like the design of it, it was all made of wood, obviously, but like it was like the coolest piece of furniture you've ever seen, and it was just a dog kennel. Like they're elite. I don't know. It's super cool. It was super cool to see. We were like driving a side by side through the streets, and we came across like multiple buggies with horses on them, which like probably in that area you're like, yeah, that's nothing. But to me, I was like, holy shit! Like I just see like this horse coming towards me. I'm like, what is that? So
we
yeah,
don't
it was
we don't
wild.
have that here for how
No.
rural we are. We still don't have that here. Like when I see a RCMP officer trotting by on a horse in the middle of the city like every 5 years, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And we don't
Yeah.
even live in a big city, which is wild.
Yeah. Yeah, our city's small, which is to me is crazy because again, not well traveled, but it's tiny.
Yep.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well then.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Well, we're coming up on our desired podcast's length.
Yeah, exactly.
Our format will be probably between 45 and an hour. But our opener, we just decided we were going to kind of keep it a little bit short so it's a little more digestible. Yeah, we're going to launch a lot of really cool things with your constant co-hosts. Guys, check this out. I got a button.
Wait. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So just some questions probably like for the benefit of the viewers. So like will we still be uploading on YouTube, Spotify?
So for now, I think YouTube is the play, just where we're a visual podcast anyway. And then if we get a little traction and it makes sense for us to go to private listening, then we'll definitely do that as well.
Okay.
It's a little complicated in the short term to make that happen on launch.
Yeah.
So we will we're kind of going to workshop a few things behind the scenes, which we'll talk about probably after this. But we'll workshop a few things and we'll hopefully get on a pretty normalized schedule. We'd like to do weekly. Although my schedule is wild and so is Drake's. So if we miss a week, come at me in the comments. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Come at us.
Come at me in the comments.
Light those comments up.
Litty comments. Yeah, comment, subscribe. The whole 9 yards. Super Family says
commenters
at 2:32 p.m. on Monday, the holiday. Somehow, Superfan Lisa has already liked this video. So do better than that.
Yeah. Do better.
Yeah, do better.
Live.
What other questions you got for us?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the only question because we're still working out the kinks for the gaming channel. Like I assume we'll probably link everything together, but I just want to make sure that once we release the gaming channel, all of the people who watch this podcast who might be interested in it know where to go and how to get there. But we haven't really worked out the logistics of it yet. So
I would say that channel will probably be up by March, like minimum. So you could definitely look for March if we can figure out the timing, probably sooner than that. But check our social Instagram, that kind of thing, which will be linked in the description below. So you can stay up to date with us.
I have some questions that are definitely answerable. Can we expect maybe some guest appearances on the show?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Can the people expect maybe an uncensored version of this podcast where we go into some funner topics and let loose a little?
The Cold Brew Cast, #After Dark. Maybe not the hashtag. We'll find out, though. You'll know when we know.
Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Well, I think that might be it for us.
Good.
Well, we hope that you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Like, comment, subscribe, just share. It goes a really long way for us in the way that we can grow and spread.
Yep.
We are just a group of friends, also known as the Cold Brew Cast, coming at you. That's me signing off. Anything else you guys want to say?
Oh yeah, Colton has white hair, blonde hair, and I have blue hair.
And I have
that's about it.
No hair.
Yeah, this is a midlife crisis moment for me, boys.
Perfect.
Enjoy your
Right there.
Catch you guys on the flip.
Bye, guys.
Bye.